Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well today. So in this video I'm going to be discussing the relationship between La Santa Muerte and children, and this was a video idea that was given to me by one of my patrons over on Patreon. So I want to first start out by saying that I think that she has a very good relationship with children. I think that if you are a devotee and you live in a house where there are children, whether they're your own children or someone else's, I think it's pretty much safe to say that the children are going to be completely safe. Number one, because the Santa Muerte just doesn't go around attacking children, but number two, because it's kind of an unspoken thing that most of the time when a devotee lives in a house, it just seems like other people in the house are kind of protected also, by extension almost. And I know this is the case for other kinds of folk saints as well. So that's one thing. I remember one time on YouTube somebody reached out to me asking, was it safe for them to, have an altar to her, to La Santa Muerte, to worship her if they have their children in the house? And obviously I think it's safe to say that yes, it would be okay to do that, but you just want to make sure the children are respectful and that they don't literally destroy the altar or, mess with a statue or things like that. But I think that goes for any kind of devotional altar space or religious, area of the house. Now, La Santa Muerte has a huge love for children. I think she has a deep love for anything in the world that is truly innocent, which is animals, children, minerals, and plants, because those four things are kind of uncorrupt. Now, with children, she has multiple aspects that have to do with children, right? We have obviously the white aspect is good for doing magic and workings involving children. We know that because the white is usually used for healing. We have the pink aspect that has to do with, newborns and motherhood, as well as childbirth, things like helping children find friends and helping children heal themselves. We have the brown aspect, which protects children from being deflowered, I guess you could say. We have the light gray aspect, who helps shepherd spirits of children into their afterlife. We have the turquoise aspect that has to do with the inner child work and happiness and exuberance, as well as healing not just the inner child but also literal children and working with literal children as well. Now, there probably are other aspects involving children that I'm just not thinking of at the moment. There really are so many different ways that La Santa Muerte kind of relates to and works with children or relates to children. Sometimes we can see statuettes and figures of her with children holding the hands of children or cradling a child in her arms. We've seen images like that. And although some of those images might just kind of be inspired by a lot of images of the Marian apparitions or Mary Magdalene or something like that holding the child as we normally see, I think it would be wrong to say that La Santa Muerte has nothing to do with children, because obviously some of her aspects from my own personal gnosis deal directly with children. Now, there's other things to say about it. For one thing, because she is an immortal being, and to us, we live our, full lifetimes, but to her, they all pass in the blink of an eye, because she exists outside of time and space. And I think that, in a way, all of her devotees kind of are her children. So it's kind of like she kind of takes a motherhood aspect, or she takes the role of the mother in that sense. She kind of has a mother figure. And so, and how mothers can be very protective of their young. And she, as we all know, is very protective of those who work with her, those who devote themselves to her, and those who count themselves among her devotees. Now, we know that a lot of people do think of her in a motherly and nurturing way because she is a very nurturing being at times. She's not always like that because she's not always the same. She's not always appearing in the same aspect, and not all aspects are necessarily nurturing in that same manner like the white or the pink. But we do know that people who only work with, say, the black or the red also have kind of a motherly relationship with her, or it's almost like she's like a mother figure to them. It just may not play out in the same way that it would play out for another person who may be working with a different aspect. Now, if you're trying to have children, or if you have children that you live with, or if you're trying to heal children or work with children, I think that she is a beautiful spirit to call on to kind of fulfill any needs you have in regards to child rearing or maybe child healing. Obviously, every situation is different, every circumstance is different, so don't take everything I'm saying as gospel. And of course, by all means, keep looking around for more information. Don't use me as your only source. You should never just have one source of information for anything. If you want to learn more about La Santa Muerte in children, I would say maybe have a look around YouTube or different internet websites. Maybe one day if I have my own website, I'll have all this information typed up for all of you to be able to look at, at your leisure. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for the suggestion, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Take care.